radar shooter in your car. Spike that's for us to vote.
Aha! You see this little scoundrel? Caught you, haven't I? Caught you right in the act. Let me go. Madam, I wonder if I could beg a favor from you. The Maple Leaf Tea Room just around the corner. You'll find Police Constable Heath there having his breakfast. I was going to apply for it. Honest, I was. That's what they all say. I don't want to go to prison. You should have thought about that before you... I'm obliged to you, sir.
No trouble, sir. I seen the whole thing. Any God-fearing citizen had done the same.
Don't I know you?
No, sir. Oh, I'm new to the country, I am.
Your face looks familiar.
Oh, I just moved here a couple of weeks ago from Stepney in London, England.
Hey, I'll do that. You just keep a hold of him until the police get here.
The police? You shouldn't have called the coppers, sir. He lives right next door to me. I'd have personally seen to what he was dealt with.
Hoodlum should be thrashed.
Don't you worry, sir. All I see is he has the box. I'll tell his parents, I will.
Hey, wait a minute.
You're English, ain't ya? How long have you been here?
Not long.
You got a lot to learn.
I haven't eaten in days. I won't do it again. Promise.
That's for sure you won't. Not unless I tell you. Got a name? Grub. That's what you were after. That's what we'll call you. The less I know, the less I got to tell the law.
You said you weren't going to call the police.
I'm not, stupid. I'm going to train you, boy. Show you the ropes. And the first lesson is, never take a little when you can take a lot.
I have to see you on board. I'll only be a few minutes.
Well, what do you think she's going to be thinking then? Gone 2 months and not a body
After
to
2
meet.
months, a minute isn't going to make any difference. Besides, you'll be here.
Oh, as I recall, this is how you used to spend most of your leave, too. How are you, Cameron?
Not so bad, Captain Biddies, all things considered.
Well, you know the answer. I could use a good man aboard my ship.
There have been days when I've seriously considered it, believe you me.
Well, what do you have to drink?
Oh, it's a bit early in the day for me, but...
Do.
Well, how was your trip?
Well, I'm not a very good passenger, I'm afraid. I get nervous when there's someone else up on the bridge.
It was good of you to give up your time. What I meant, though, is your Atlantic crossing.
The smoothest one to Montreal yet, you'll be glad to hear. I assume that's the reason you're here, is to collect your young charge.
One of my reasons. She wasn't any trouble, was she?
Oh, she's quite grown up.
Your health.
Do it, charmer.
Oh, that sounds like trouble.
Not really. Call it the first bloom.
Yeah, me.
It's one of the young indentured lads. I don't know what she saw in him, but she just couldn't keep away from him.
Good heavens.
Oh, there's no need to be concerned. It was all quite harmless.
Oh, no, I'm sure. It's the indentured lads I wanted to see you about. Did you ever meet with any of them? Talk to them?
Why?
This is a letter from an old friend in Tilbury. John McAndrew.
Sailed from Tilbury the trip before this one.
His son, Nevin McAndrew, was with him.
Was he now? Oh, I remember. That's 3 months ago. It was smooth sailing and fair weather, and young Nevin McAndrew couldn't keep a biscuit down. I had him in my cabin for a week. He was as green as that lampshade. One of the more fortunate ones. The indentures usually travel in the hold.
Like third-class cargo.
Slaves, cargo, it's a fine line. I don't know what they face here, but it can't be worse than what they're leaving. Working on a farm, at least they have a chance to breathe some fresh, clean air. Oh, but some of the lads, like Nevin and your niece's friend, they've paid passage.
Yes, their parents' life savings.
Oh, he's a gracious lad.
The same as his father, eh?
From what I gathered, he was bound for something more than just common labor. It sounded quite promising. Some sort of farm training.
He was contracted to a Franklin Chesterridge in Forest, Ontario, to work a full 3 years. Did he seem sickly to you?
Oh, just seasickness, that's all. It passed.
Well, might have left him weak. It certainly would confirm what his father had said. Chesterridge wrote to Nevin's father 4 times. The first 3 demanded payment for doctor's fees, exorbitant fees at that. £2 for treatment of influenza, £1 for a dog bite.
Oh, sounds like he was buying a new hospital. Now, what about the 4th letter?
In that, he said that the boy had run off.
Oh, he didn't seem the sort.
Never met the lad. Anyway, Chesterridge is demanding £20 for breach of contract and loss of service. According to McAndrew, the boy had that amount on him.
Well, I remember. He had it pinned inside his stockings. Oh, how can I help?
Well, first, a description, eh?
Prudence! Is that you? Oh, Mrs. Lutz. Oh, I have been everywhere looking for you. Hello, hello. Come on, we get your tongue, and then we find the inspector.
Oh, no, we can't. It's our last chance.
Last chance, please. To do what?
I'll only be a minute. I promise.
Oh, everybody wants a 1 minute. I don't understand.
I'm sorry, but I better go and find Webster.
Oh, Ewan?
Prudence.
Well, now, who is this Prudence, may I ask?
Ewan Percy, this is my uncle's housekeeper, Mrs. Lutz.
Nice to meet you.
Ewan, he's here.
Oh, dear. Please, please, Mrs. Lutz.
Please, please, what, Mrs. Lutz?
We'd like to be alone.
Alone? Together? No. This is not right.
Oh, but it is. What would you know? What do you know about love?
It's all right, Prudence. I'd better go.
Oh, no, don't go. I won't let her spoil my whole life.
I'll write to you.
Oh, yes, you must. Oh, but you haven't got my address. Mrs. Lutz, some paper?
Paper.
You in?
No, I just have my shopping list.
Ewan's going to write every day. Aren't you, Ewan?
Yes.
All boys for Chesterridge Farm Academy.
Ewan, we're going.
All right. I promise. 3 years is a long time.
Oh, wait. I had 100 things to say, and you ruined it. He only kissed my hand. Isn't he just delicious? He's so tall and handsome.
He gets your cases.
Thanks for your help, and of course for this. You're going straight back to Montreal?
Now I'm going to stay in Toronto for a few days at the Metropole.
I'll drop by once I've seen Chesterridge.
You're going to Forest?
Well, I hadn't planned to, but it seems the logical thing to do.
You know where I am.
Aye. Bye-bye. So, the ship didn't upset you, eh?
It was like riding a great leaping horse over a windy field of blue and gray flowers.
Gray flowers? I don't know these gray flowers.
I understand from Captain Billings that you met one of the indentured lads. How did you manage that? Young ladies surely weren't allowed down in the hold, eh?
Oh, wasn't then, but that stop her, Inspector?
He wasn't in the hold. Ewan's rich. At least he will be. He had a berth all to himself. And 3 other boys. But he did go down there once. He's so brave and strong. He killed 2 rats all by himself. Wish I'd been there.
That little boy?
He is not a little boy. He's as strong as an ox.
Oh, tell me about him.
Oh, it was magic. I couldn't help myself.
Huh?
He stood head and shoulders above the rest. We talked for hours. His father's forming into mine. Isn't that exciting? We met most every night. The boys called him Sissy. They're so immature. They set up a commotion, and I was kept in my cabin, just like a jail. And I cried for 2 days, and the woman next door to me complained, and I bribed the watch with 3 pennies. And Ewan was waiting under our favorite lifeboat. And he held my hand. It was a promise to be mine forever. I can't eat this. People in love never eat. I hope Ewan eats so.
Oh, no, young lady, you...
Where was he headed?
Wood? Wood something? Oh, Mrs. Lutz, you're a beast. I never asked where I could find him. Now I won't be able to write first, and you'll hate me and forget me. You've ruined my whole life.
I did
I
nothing.
think you'd better try and get some rest, eh?
I won't sleep a wink till I can get word to him. Not a wink.
Children, too many fairy tales. Big, strong man. I saw the puny stick fits feet. And for him, she doesn't want to eat.
She'll get over it. I'll be gone first thing in the morning. You think you can keep an eye on her without completely wrecking her life?
She will do this herself if eat she doesn't want.
Where's our keeper? I haven't seen him. I guess he's off with Charlie. Get some decent food, I hope. What'll you do with that letter you were writing? Mail it to him. Where? We've gone out of our way around every village we've come to. Maybe he's afraid we'll run off. Not me. I'm gonna farm and get my 5 acres soon as I'm 18.
Are we gonna eat yet? Save yourself some bread. You don't have the time.
What about Charlie? We got to wait for him.
He'd run off.
He wouldn't. Not Charlie.
Don't see his kit, do you? Then he's run off.
But he's afraid of his own shadow.
Tell you he's run off. Now mind your business and get in the rig.
Mr. Chesterridge?
No.
Is he at home?
It might depend on what you're selling.
I'm not a salesman.
Beg pardon, but with that fancy hat, you sure look it.
My name is Cameron, the Provincial Detective. I'd like to see Mr. Chesterridge.
We've never had a detective in this neck of the woods before. What do you want?
My name is Cameron.
I'm not unmanned by fame, sir. State your business.
It concerns one of the boys' indenture to you.
What's he stolen now?
Nothing as far as I know. Your letter to his parents certainly didn't mention anything. Only that he'd run away.
What was his name?
McAndrew. Nevin McAndrew. This is the letter. They've asked me to find him and make sure he completes his contract here.
This is from Tilbury. Correct. You're wasting my time. No boys ever came from there that I can recollect.
Oh, well. Perhaps there's another Chesterridge in the vicinity.
None that I know of.
Then it must be this farm. I take it you do use indentured lads to work your land?
Did, before.
Before what?
They were more trouble than they were worth. All thinking they'd be rich, daydreamers. It was worth it to release them.
You let them go?
I just said so, didn't I?
Well, how'd you explain that?
You try my patience, Mr. Cameron. Before you hint further disbelief of my word, you check your facts.
His parents are very concerned. Surely you understand that?
I've told you already. Never heard of this Nevin McAndrew.
And you wrote no letter, huh?
None by my hand, Mr. Provincial Detective. None by my hand.
I'm looking for the work boys' quarters.
He sent you to see the boy's shed.
Not specifically.
Christ, he's gone senile. It's been full of chickens for over a year. Ever since he chased them off.
Why'd do that?
That silver bridle might as well have been the crown jewels.
Bridle?
Yeah, I shouldn't be saying. But I don't think they took it. None of them bright enough. What did they want with a silver bridle anyway? Not a horse between them.
It was more than a year ago, eh?
It's been rack and ruin ever since. The bridle went, and he's been like stone.
I've seen better-natured men.
Well, he wasn't always like that. He may have been hard on the family, but he was always good to them boys.
Family?
I've said enough.
Webster, wake up. He's up to something. Webster? That's his bed you're sleeping in. Sorry, I didn't know. So what are we gonna do with him?
Leave him. He looks just about all in.
Where'd you come from? Haven't you learned anything yet? It's none of your business. He's here. And that's that. Take it. You make your contribution later.
Another part of the code.
Rules of the house. You want in? You uphold the code. I didn't mean to just walk in. I didn't know anyone lived here. The door was open, and it stays open. For us. Do you want to stay? I don't know. First, I have to see somebody. Police, maybe? No. But if they ever ask, you don't know any of us. Why should they ask? Any of us, understood?
He needs a name. What are we gonna call him?
He was sleeping when we found him. So Sleeper is what we'll call him.
Sleeper? I'm Grub. That's Mac.
Mac?
That's Shine.
Sorry?
Welcome home.
You said something about making a contribution? Grub gave you his apple. You bring back 3.
It's his first go.
Okay, 2 apples. Or better yet, a penny. I'll see what I can do. See you back here tonight. Mind what I said about the police. Good morning, Inspector, sir. And what's your pleasure this fine, beautiful morning?
A pleasure not to see some grocer chasing a crying thief.
Me, sir? Come to arrest us, have you?
I'm looking for a boy, a runaway. McAndrew, Nevin McAndrew.
Never heard of him.
He's 15, from Tilbury. Dark hair, brown eyes, not quite your height, likely still growing.
What's he running from?
Indenture.
Filthy farmer.
Have you seen him?
You, Shine?
No.
Sorry, Inspector.
You'll be sorry if I find you do know him.
And what if we happen to see him? Any money posted?
Bring me word, and I'll give you a free bath and a haircut. Tell me a lie, and I'll lock you up for vagrancy. You too.
If by some lucky coincidence we do happen to come across him, Inspector, we'll let you know straight away. He's out the ground. Well, he won't find him on our account, will he? We'll hide him for the next few days. That new kid, Sleeper, will have to get to work. Prudence.
Ewart, what on earth are you doing here?
I've got to talk to you.
You came all this way just to see me? You should have let me know.
Is there somewhere we can go? Private.
There's a place at the bottom of the garden. No one would dream of looking for us there.
A 20-year-old note, eh?
Oh, thank you.
You were saying?
From what you said about this Chesterage fella, the boy had good cause to run away.
If indeed he ran away.
What do you mean, if?
I don't believe he ever saw the Chesterage farm.
Eh?
I had a word with the local doctor. He hadn't seen any of the boys in well over a year.
And how do you explain all those medical expenses mentioned in the letter to the boy's father?
My point exactly. If you ask me, he never got further than the docks.
But you're not making sense. What about the letter?
The letter could have been part of a fraud.
A fraud?
Have you ever taken out an advertisement in a newspaper?
You know I have. I've had 3 housekeepers in the last 2 years, all of them frightened off by the sight of blood.
Nothing to do with your temper, eh?
What about the advertisement? What's it to do with young McAndrew?
His father made mention of sending Nevin off in answer to an advertisement in a London newspaper. Pretty daft of him, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. So Chesterage placed an advertisement?
I suppose at one time he did, yes.
Either I've had too much, or I need another.
You're not listening. I've already told you there hadn't been a boy on that farm for well over a year.
I do need another.
Yeah, well, let's take it outside, eh?
I don't think that will help either.
What I think happened is that Chesterage stopped the advertisement and someone else, someone who knew about the original, put it in again. They'll be on the back porch, Mrs. Lutz.
I would like to be too if I didn't have to cook the dinners.
Yeah. Let's get some oil for these hinges.
You said earlier that Nevin didn't even leave the docks.
Yes, but he must have done. The captain of the paddle steamer would have noticed if any of the boys were left stranded.
So?
There must have been a contact here in Toronto that profited in some way by the advertisement.
Probably took them off to some godforsaken spot and worked them like mules.
Yeah, left them to fend for themselves.
Heaven knows. I've seen enough to know what that can lead to. Only last week, the body of a boy was brought to me.
Well, what did he die of?
Well, at first I thought it was a blow of some kind. He had a large bump on his head.
But it wasn't?
No, if it had been, I'd have informed you at once. No, it was exposure. I'd say he had a fall and somehow or other got himself lost.
Amnesia?
It's possible.
Did anyone claim him?
No. But then, if he was indentured and had run off, why would they bother? The streets are overrun with boys already. Now, no slight to yourself. The police don't seem to be able to cope with them. You know, I've had a dozen such cases in the last year.
Dozen, eh? Have you kept the records?
Of course.
Come on, man. I want to see them at once. You can forget about lunch, Mrs. Lutz. We've work to do.
This country, I don't understand. Everybody go crazy.
Oh, Mrs. Lutz, it's awful. They were murdered, dead, and he came back.
Now, look, you made me
I
shiver.
saw him in the garden. This boy was pushed over a railway track into a river.
Young lady.
And he's hiding because he saw it. There's a secret gang named Mac, and he's with them.
Prudence, please.
I've got to get to Uncle and rescue him.
This is enough now. You talk so fast you make my head spin. Now, first of all, this he. Who is this he?
Well, you and, of course, who else?
Of course. Who else?
And this man.
Which man?
The farmer. summer, he killed the boys.
Killed the boys?
The boys in the wagon from the boat. He pushed them over some kind of railway bridge into a river.
Ewan?
No, the other one. You met him in the arrivals shed. Ewing was the one who saw it. And he's hiding with the gang, and we've got to help him.
Oh, too much sun. When it is too hot, always you should wear a hat.
You don't believe me. You don't believe a word I've said.
But I don't understand the word that you've said.
Well, where's Uncle? He will.
But he has gone with the doctor, thanks be to God. Poor man to see you so crazy.
I've got to catch him.
Now you rest. I'm going to make a nice cold drink, and that will make you feel better. And then we will wait here for the inspector. Oh, let you sit. I will get the door, and then I will fix the drink.
Oh, she doesn't believe me.
I'm coming. Yes.
I wonder if you can help me. I'm looking for a boy.
Oh, this talk about boys. There are no boys here, only girls. One girl.
But you must know him. This is the address he left me.
This is my shopping list. Yeah, this is a house.
His name is Ewan. Master Ewan Percy.
Yes, Ewan.
Well, then you know him.
No, but I have, perhaps, maybe you come inside and you wait and you talk to my employer, Mr.
If it isn't any trouble.
No? Oh, this is no trouble. I'm sure the inspector will be most pleased to talk with you.
The inspector?
Inspector Cameron, the detective for the province.
On second thoughts, perhaps it's better if I call some other time.
Some other time. Yes. What's your name? Who should I say has called? Prudence. Prudence.
Excuse me. I'm looking for a boy named Ewan. Ewan Percy. Have you seen him?
Sorry, I don't know.
You sure?
Sorry.
Excuse me. Have you seen a boy named Ewan? You sure?
Evening telegram. Get your evening telegram. Get your paper.
I'm wondering if you could help me.
That's a penny, miss.
No, it's not a paper I wanted. I'm looking for a young man. I was wondering if you could help. He'd be almost as tall as you. He wasn't nearly so good looking, though. His name's Ewan, and he has a friend, Mac. And it was... You do know him.
No,
Oh, please tell me where I can find him.
I don't know.
But I've been looking for hours.
Well, you won't find him here.
Where will I find him, then? If you can assist me...
If you can assist me,
I'm quite prepared to show my appreciation.
how much?
A lot.
Never heard of him. I have no idea where he is.
You're lying.
If you aren't careful, little girl, you will be too, in the gutter.
But you don't understand. I have some very important news for him.
How important?
Well, I suppose I have to tell someone. You see, it's his uncle. He's died, rest his soul. And Ewan's to inherit everything.
He hasn't got any family.
Oh, the mansion, the horses. Oh, and of course, the mine.
The mine.
So you can see how important it is. Ewan's rich and he doesn't know it. And I'm sure he'd show his appreciation, too.
Wait here for a minute. So why'd he send you?
Well, with so much money involved, discretion is essential. Now, tell me where he is.
Follow me.
These four, they tell the story.
Exposure, broken neck from a fall, 2 drownings. I don't see the connection.
The date's the time of death.
You can't set any store by them. In at least 2 of the cases, it was some time before the bodies were discovered, and I could be out by as much as 2 weeks.
I'll take 10 days from this one and add a week to the other. What'd you get?
Well, that would put them all in the same week in May.
And all within a few miles of Young Street.
Well, then it's a coincidence. Forrest is over here.
Right. Makes no sense to take the boys overland from Toronto, as the paddle steamer's going through the canal and calling here at Port Hardy.
Are you saying that Chesterridge had nothing to do with it?
To be absolutely certain, I'll have to wait for a reply to my wire and that London newspaper from Billings.
I'm still a little doubtful about those dates.
It was you who pointed out that the dates were in the same week. The 9th, the 12th, the 13th, and 15th.
Guesswork on my part, juggling on yours, and even if we're right, what does it prove?
The group that Nevin McAndrew came over with arrived in Toronto on May the 8th.
Well, he's not here.
But you told me...
I told you nothing.
Well, if he's not here, where is he?
We'll find him. No, you stay here. Too risky squiring you around.
What if anyone comes?
It'll be one of ours. Make yourself comfortable. I have to spread the word.
Sorry, it's a month old.
No, this is splendid. Exactly what I wanted. There. Here we are. Yes. One calling for boys as far off as Lakefield. One with Markham. Both with box numbers in Toronto.
That puts Chesterridge in the clear, yes. Thank you.
This should tell us. Yeah. One for you.
Well?
Inspector!
Oh, what's she...
Oh, thank goodness I have found
What is it, Mrs. Lutz? As you can see, I'm busy.
I should have listened.
To whom?
I should have believed.
Who, Mrs. Lutz? Who?
Oh, it's all my fault, and now she's gone.
Mrs. Lutz, will you please come to the point?
It is Prudence. He has run off.
Run off?
Here, Mrs. Lutz, sit down.
Run off where?
She said that he murdered that boy. I should have believed her.
Take a wee sip.
Yeah, let's get your breath back.
Prudence, after you left, came running in, talk about her young man. He see a murder, so he hide. And then the man came to the house, and I was so afraid.
Prudence saw you and the boy from the boat, and he said he saw a murder?
Yes, she talked so crazy. She said that the boy saw this man push his friend off some kind of a railway bridge into a river.
A railway bridge.
Which man did she say?
No, but I saw him at the boat. He took you and then he came to the house. He had my shopping list.
Your what?
My shopping list. I gave it to Prudence and she gave it to the boy, and then the man came and was looking for him.
11 seconds to waste. The body of a boy found yesterday near a railway trestle in the Credit River.
Oh, my God. This man, Mrs. Lutz, can you describe him to me?
I don't know.
Come on.
Tall,
dressed like a gentleman. I tried to make him stay for you, Inspector, but he left.
Anything else?
Yeah, the boy is with some gang, some Max.
Mac?
Something like that.
All right, Archie. There's not a second to waste.
Take another sip.
What's the idea of frightening my horse?
I didn't.
But to hurry, you weren't looking where you were going, hey?
Let me go.
Ducking cops, too. Why?
You're hurting me.
Why? What have you got to hide?
Nothing. I'm just looking for a friend. A friend who's coming for money, an inheritance. That's what this girl said.
What friend?
Ewan.
Ewan?
Sleeper, I mean.
Just goes to show what a small world it is. I'm looking for him, too. Yeah? It's about that very self-same inheritance. Where's the break?
They must have seen something.
I'd call it paradise if I never saw one of them again. This is the first day this month I haven't had to keep an eye on them. Little thieves. I'm looking for him the same as you, young lady. You and I are going to have a little talk. How much has he got coming? Half the town knows about it. If he's worth nothing, why is a frilly little thing like you chasing after him?
It's the truth, I swear it.
Not anymore, you won't. Now we'll wait. Real quiet. Didn't want to let on you were rich, did you? Let me go. So what about this mine? What do you think you're doing? Leave him be. You heard the girl. He didn't know. Then we'll let her talk, huh? Please. I'd like to see her alone. Please. Go ahead. But just you remember who your friends are, huh? We'll be waiting for you here. It's me, Ewan. Good to see you again, boy. What do you want?
Want to know what's going on.
You got nothing on us.
Don't put it to the test. I'm looking for a young girl. Do you know where she is? The truth, or so help me, you'll never see the sun again. Where is she?
She's in there.
I need your help. Stop anyone who comes through that door.
I'll make up my mind what I'm going to do with her once it's dark. Once we get the hell out of this town. Leave her here. She won't tell anyone. She's of no use to you. Neither were you till you struck it rich. You can't do this to us. I'll do what I please. You forget I own you for 3 years. Anybody asks, I got papers to prove it. You work my land.
There isn't any land, is there, Mr. Chestnut? In the name of the crown, put down that gun.
Not a chance. Hey, come over, the boy's dead.
Hasn't there been enough killing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's over. I know all about the boys. I had a talk with your father. He always had it in for you, hadn't he, Ned? That's why he took to stealing and blaming the boys.
How'd the old bastard find out it was me?
Because you were stupid enough to carry on when the boys were sent packing. The silver bridle was the last straw. When you stole that, the old man kicked you out. No more talk! Let the boy go, and you can ride out of here.
Not a chance. He's mine. I own him. Boy's a gold mine. I'm not stupid.
I haven't got a chance. The place is surrounded, Chester Ridge.
Boy, I'd say I've got a fair chance.
Now, Mac! Now!
Don't kill me!
All right, Matt. All right. Come on.
Hey, it's him. He left me in the countryside thinking I was dead. He bumped me on the head, left me right by this marsh. It stank for weeks.
Where are you from?
Tilbury, sir. My parents sent me over here to learn how to farm.
Is your name Ned McAndrew?
Yes, sir. How'd you know?
Long story. Thank you for your help, and of course for the bottle.
And where are they?
Huh? They're on their way to Kingston. I got in touch with a friend who needs a hand with his horses.
All right, Bernard Groom.
I bet you love the work.
Yes, I'll write you, Groom. I still can't figure that out. And you?
He had met his father, you could.
Presumably he was the one that placed the advertisements in the London paper.
Which is why, of course, he didn't arouse any suspicion.
Even with all those boys disappearing?
Who's to know if they had? How many friends did you have when you arrived?
None.
Just think yourself lucky your father had the good sense to write.
I do, sir.
What about you, young lady? What was your part?
You'd never believe it. Never.
He's quite right, Captain Billings. You'd never believe it.